Hi everyone and welcome to Flosstube number 32. Today I have a whole bunch of SAFs for you, starts and finishes, 6 of them. It is insane. I know it's been an insane week, but first, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It warms my heart that you want to spend some time with me, and if you're new here, welcome to this craziness. I hope you enjoy this content and that you want to kind of stay, and if you want to hit that subscribe button, that would be awesome. My name is Marika. I am from Stockholm, Sweden, where I live with my boyfriend and my 2 cats, and this is a channel all about cross stitching. So first, different background. I am in the middle of kind of moving around all of my stuff in my office, and I finally got them bookcases, which is awesome. So I now have a place to put all of the fun stuff, but I haven't really finished all of the fun stuff. So this is a mixture of things that I finished in the past and also some stuffy animals and things. There will be light inside the bookcase, so it will be better lit, these things, in the future, but this is what we're gonna have because this is kind of a journey that I'm going through fixing this room. Anyhow, let's jump into all of the stitching. So we are gonna do like timeline wise today because it kind of lends it much better to that, and we're gonna start where I left you off last Friday. I had just started the Castle Homecoming mystery SAL from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I have finished it. It took me, I think, Friday and a little bit of Saturday to finish it off. This is stitched on the kit fabric, which is a 16 count Valor by Picture This Plus. It is also stitched in the shirted DMC and the 2 color and cotton variegated threads. So that is where I am with that. That was the first key. Now this is going to be put away for about a month until the next key in the mystery stitch along comes along. And when I was stitching all of the stitch alongs, I decided to do this a little bit ahead of time because this is the June part. It is June today, but it wasn't June when I stitched it, and that is for the Hive Rules SAL. And you can find, if you want to join it, you can find the Hive Rules Facebook group, the PCS Hive Rules Facebook group, where this SAL is hosted. I am stitching this on 14 count light yellow Aida. I am getting some swag art in the mail within the next month, and I can then tell you if this is similar, or I can show you the differences between this yellow fabric, which is over 20 years old, and the fabric from swag art. But anyhow, this is stitched on 14 count yellow Aida, and it is stitched in the shorted threads. You have previously seen the Hive Rules, the Be Sweet Like Honey, the Mind Your Own Beeswax, and I had stitched this. It took me, I think, 1 day total, but on 2 different days, and this is always humble and kind, and always be humble and kind, and I think these are very good sentiments to live by. Humble is one of my favorite words, so yes, really loving how this is coming along. I am sticking with the stitch along, which I think is really good of me, and not just flying away, because I really like this project and I do want to have it on my wall. Probably won't fit in here, so it will probably go onto the bee shelf that I'm gonna have out in my living room during the summer. However, I have so many bee stitches now that I've been stitching this week, and I have a whole bunch that I want to start stitching next week, so there will be enough to fill up this space together with this little guy and so many other things. Now we're gonna get into the pile of SAFs. So if you don't know what a SAF is a start and finish. These are not fully finished objects, these are just finished objects, and yes, Let's start. So when I had finished the key of this one, the Hive rules one, I decided to do the bonus chart that you get in that chart. You also get a bonus chart called Welcome to our Hive, and that is this one. So I finished that off on the same yellow 14 count aida and the same color threads. These are all by Primrose Cottage stitches, if I didn't tell you already. And one of the things I think is awesome with the Primrose Cottage Stitches project is that all of the B ones have the same threads, more or less. And like I think they have one extra thread in one of these that I'm working on, and then some of them doesn't have all of the ones that are in the Hive rules, but mostly have the same. And I really like that, because that means I never needed to kit this up again or anything. I just went in, cut a new piece of fabric. I had a really big piece of yellow. It's a lot smaller now, but so I just cut new fabric. So this again is the Welcome to our Hive. The only thing for me that I have been feeling with this project is that some of the outlines, you're going to see that later, because I'm stitching in 14 count and these are stitched up on even weave, they have a bunch of backstitching that are crossing in the middle of blocks and stuff, which wouldn't be seen if you're doing it on even weave, but when you are doing it on aida, it is a little bit visible and you have to work a little bit around it. The next one, I went to the store and I picked up 3 other patterns and I started stitching. So the next one I picked up was Summer Wishes and Bumblebee Kisses. It is called Bumblebee Kisses. It is super adorable. Really like it. It's super simple. This doesn't have any outlines either, so it's very quick. If you like these kind of projects, the Primrose Cottage also have like other wishes and kisses kind of projects that are kind of set up the same way. One of them is Snowman Kisses. So there's a lot of them. That was Bumblebee Kisses. Then we have Kind Words. This is one of those where the outlines doesn't look as perfect just because I am kind of stitching in between those blocks, but this is Kind Words are like honey, sweet to the soul. There's a few mistakes done. For example, the honey is 1 step too low, but I had stitched all of it when I realized that, and I didn't want to change that, so that is in the project. And also this T is supposed to be 1 step higher. Again, didn't want to change it. I thought this would be great. So again, this is Kind Words, which is the same color scheme. And the last one of those 3 that I had picked up from my first bout of shopping is Be Happy, I think it's called. It's Happy, Be Humble and Kind. And this is how that looks. Really like it. It's a little bit different, but still very much the same. It's the same kind of big lettering. There's a lot of bees. They're adorable, and yeah, I'm loving these. These are going to be pillows. I was hoping to finish them yesterday, but life, which I'm going to talk about towards the end of the video. So if you don't want to know more about my life and just want to see my stitching, let's keep on. I then picked up 3 more projects because yeah, I hadn't finished my collection. There is still one I haven't bought the pattern on, and I think it exists. It's a B9 patch. So they have multiple 9 patches, which is basically like a little looks like a mini quilt, but it's got cross stitching like 9 different pieces. I think they are adorable, and I'm gonna go look for it as soon as I have finished the last one of these. But this is the second vouch. I had a 10% off voucher, I think, for buying the first ones. So of course I used it. But here it is. It's a Be Nice and Buzz Off, which was the 5th finish actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th finish. It is the Be Nice and Buzz Off. I don't mind the buzz off kind of thing. I think it's adorable and cute. So that went finished, and then I started I Would Rather Be Stitching. And I also finished because, hey, these are going really, really fast. They stitch up very, very fast. But I also stitched a lot this week. But yes, this is I Would Rather Be Stitching. This is actually one of the newer patterns that was new for, I think, this market, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really happy to have a stitching related one. All of these are gonna be pillows, but I don't think they're gonna fit here. I do have 2 more tiers, but you can't see them, so I might just use them for storage. We'll see. And then the last one, this is the 7th project. This is not a SAFS, this is a new start. I started this yesterday evening and I've been stitching on it this morning, and it's halfway done, so most likely we'll be finishing it today. But I needed to kind of get this video recorded, so I couldn't stitch anymore. But yes, this is the A, B, C, so A, B, E, and C project. And yes, I talked a lot about not making samplers. This is in the sampler kind of area, but it's so adorable and there's so many bees and I'm really enjoying them. So this again is the ABC project. So those are my stitching that I have done this week. I do plan on picking up some of the bee stitching projects that the Housewives of Cross Stitch has made, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch has made, and I have like a plan in my head what I want to do with them. So that might be the next pattern I pick up, and I think I might convert them into the same threads that I've been using for these projects, so that they all are cohesive in a way. And most likely I will be stitching in on the yellow aida, because I do have some left. Even though, as you saw, I've been stitching quite a lot. So that was all my stitching for this week. If you just don't want to see more, hear anything about what happened in my week here, you are welcome to go on to the next video. I want to say thank you so much for staying and watching my video and joining in. I do have a question. Do you like bees? Are bee stitching something you do? I think I've asked this before, but I ask it again because I'm getting new viewers all the time, so why not? Do you enjoy bee stitching? Because right now, bees are the thing I just have on my mind. That's all I want to stitch, and I just want to get this area kind of decorated and done. So that is what I'm going for right now. Do you like bee stitching? For you, so thank you so much for being here. You can also leave a bee emoji in the comment section down below. I am gonna go on and tell you a little bit about my week, and then we're gonna finish this video off. It's gonna be a little bit shorter than usual, but I've had a week, okay? I've had a week. So my week, I've had a fairly stressful and emotional week overall. I did tell you that I had biopsies. Thank you all for your sweet comments, wishing me well for that. It went really, really well, but also Saturday was one of those days was just a blur because I just stressed so much before it, and then I had it and it took a couple of hours to get there, wait to get in, get put under for a while, and then kind of waking up, eating breakfast, eating the food that they give you, because they want to make sure that you can eat and stuff, and then just getting home. So basically the whole day was wasted. On Sunday, we had our weekly groceries, which we usually do on Saturdays. So we did that in the morning, and then I had furniture delivered. So I built a billet bookcase because Christopher works from the office Monday to Wednesday, and I knew that if I didn't get the bookcases built, I wouldn't have his help to stand them up, so I wouldn't be able to start handling this room. I haven't handled this room because I got really exhausted and I ran out of spoons, and I continued anyway. So I've been really tired this week overall because of pushing very hard, but I got them done and I've started to move stuff into it, but I'm not even halfway there. And then on Tuesday I had a visit with a friend for lunch, so that meant going into town. And then on Wednesday I had an after work with my former co-workers, which also was quite emotional because it's like, this is the last time I'll see them, which was a little bit sad, but yeah. Most of the week have emotionally gone to being very sad because next week is my grandmother's anniversary for her passing, which is very hard for me, as you can see. It's been a really like emotional week that way. I really broke when she passed away. There were things happening around and I was stressed, and I had already walked into a wall with work, and I ended up going to therapy. It helped a lot, but kind of going back here, it opens a lot of old wounds, and also makes me miss my grandmother a lot because I really loved her. I really loved her. So yeah, it's been a rough week emotionally. So what have I done with that? Well, I have pushed myself into my cross stitching. That is why I've cross stitched so much. Is one, I was watching Butcher's Stitches, Natasha, and she recommended a book called Fourth Wing, and it was about dragon riders and a female protagonist, and I love dragons and fantasy, magic, and female protagonists fighting, like fighters. I really like that. I really like listening to books that are with strong females, because it kind of inspires me to become a strong female, and also doesn't mind that it usually are females in their 16 to 20 years old, because somewhere around there where my mind is still. So I've been listening to that. It was a 20-hour book, and I've been listening to it with whatever I've done because it was such a good book. Towards the end, I think like it's 20 hours, so around hour 18, it was a very detailed sex scene, and I'm not a smutty reader. It doesn't work with me as a person. Don't say that you shouldn't. If you like smutty books, read smutty books. You do you. But I just don't. It's not something I enjoy. So that really threw me for a loop. However, then the book just continued. There's a second one, and then there's no ones. And I hope that continues, because this is going to be a series, and the next book is out in November. It is a really good book. I just couldn't put it down. Really good book. Really. Yeah. So I do recommend it. Just be aware. Also, if you like books and you kind of understand that genre, please could you recommend some books for me, because I am starting to run out of books again. I have a lot of Audible points because I haven't listened to books in a while, and I'm now going back into book listening. This is what usually happens during the summer. I listen to a lot of books and I cross stitch. And after I finished that book, which was like yesterday morning, I then actually bought a book that I read when I was in my 20s, which is I think it is Magician's Apprentice by Trudy Kahneman. It is that series, at least. The first book in that series. I don't remember if that is the first book in that series, so I need to look that up. But that is the book I'm listening to right now. Both because I did love the series when I listened to it previously, but also because I want to know if how I look at it is different, because I'm a very, very different person from what I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I didn't have any self belief in myself. I didn't believe in me. I didn't believe in my self-worth, basically. When I was in my 20s, I did not know that I had Asperger's, that I was on the spectrum, or I didn't understand that I was that, and that I most likely also have ADHD. So I'm very much a different person now from when I read it last time. So I thought it could be fun to kind of read it or listen to it and figure that out. And while I am doing that, I'm stitching, because that works really, really good. I can't do any things where I need to think, because I turn off my ears when I think. So whenever, if I'm gonna do something like doing my new find love of numbers sheet or Excel sheets, I can't do that at the same time as I listen to an audiobook. Then I can have music in, because music still kind of moves me. But stitching works really, really good together with audiobooks. So you will see more stitching from me next week. This week coming up is seems to be a much kind of calmer week than this week was, so that is good. And that's gonna be awesome to just kind of take the load off, maybe actually have the time to take care of this. Have a lot of fun stuff I want to do with fabric and dye. So that might happen. But yeah, that was my week and my what has been happening and all my stitching and all that things. And I think this is all for now. I am gonna sit down, edit this video, get all that out, and then we'll see if I just continue stitching on the ABC project, and then buy even more patterns. I bought way too much pattern this week. I'm gonna continue to do that because I'm cross stitching. My needle is catching fire. But yeah, I'm hoping that you have an awesome week out there, full with stitching and happy moments in life, and that you feel good, and that you deal with things the way that they need to be dealt with. That is what I'm gonna do with this week. It's gonna be a calmer week, but it's also gonna be a rougher week, because next week the anniversary is up. So yeah, I'm gonna be a sad little girl. But until then, I'm gonna be stitching and listening to audiobooks. So yeah, I hope you have an awesome week. Put a pineapple in the description down below, because I have a pineapple. Yes, that is the thing. I went into my favorite store, which is the Flying Tiger, which is a Danish store. It is a small Danish store that have trinkets. They have like little series of cups and things. And last week I bought this one, or 2-3 weeks ago I bought this one, which was super adorable. This week I bought these two, so a purple pineapple and a strawberry. So send me a pineapple or a strawberry. This is gonna be used in the summer to have good cold drinks, but it's also gonna be used in my backdrop when I do these kind of videos. So yeah, I hope you have an awesome week full with sun and summer and happiness, and I see you next week. Bye!